everybody. You probably already know this if you've been watching the series in sequence, but this is the beginning of the Hades Cup. It is an extremely lengthy cup. It's going to take us about 3 episodes, and each of them are going to be almost an hour long. If you want to skip over these, if you don't want to watch these hour-long videos, that's fine, because these are mostly just going to be... there's not going to be any story progression. The commentary you might be interested in, though, because basically, if you weren't around for when this happened, we basically took a Q&A. I asked people on Twitter and in comment sections on previous videos to leave us a bunch of questions to answer while we were doing this, including everything from our favorite games, anime, Disney movies, a bunch of different stuff that we go through throughout this. So if you actually care about us and our commentary, you might want to listen in on this, because I think we say some stuff you might find interesting, especially since some of the things we say are answers to your questions. But if you don't want to sit through an entire 50-minute long video and 2 more approximately 50-minute long videos, it's not that big of a deal, because you aren't going to miss any, or at least not very much, story progression. There is one thing, but honestly, we'll recap it immediately after after these episodes are over. So if you don't watch them, that's fine. Anyway, with that, Hades Cup, go. Okay, and here we are on Olympus Coliseum.
We're here
Before
now.
we do anything, we gotta hit this thing up right here.
Was that always there?
There's a white trinity. Yeah, it's always been there, we just couldn't use it until now. And now we can. We got a nice shiny purple chest here with a new setting for Donald, Violetta.
Is it good?
I don't know how you pronounce it.
Let's check it out.
Let's check it out.
Yeah, it's better.
It's
well,
more
less
damage, because he has a couple weapons that are structured around whack him. This reduces his max MP by 2. I don't want to do that.
No.
I don't think so anyway. I want to keep doing Lord Fortune. But that reminds me, we need to customize his thing so he's not, because remember we said, magic attacks are on constantly. We want to do frequently.
Is Goofy looking okay?
I think so. Yeah, he's fine. He's good to go. I won't slap any items on anybody, because if I remember correctly, this one has legs. Like, every 10 or so, you get a chance to leave, and I don't think we'll need items for the first 10 or so. Like, they won't need items for the first 10 or so. I will, however, give myself 1 Mega Potion to 7 Elixir.
Might as well.
In fact, you know what? I'll give myself 2 Mega Potions, because I do not, like... if I wasted an elixir on these first couple, it'd be stupid of me.
Yeah.
So let's just get in there.
We're gonna be in here for the long haul, so...
We might have to leave and go to Traverse Town and buy some more items, so I didn't even think about that, but if we do that, we'll do it off screen. Don't miss the Hades Cup, surprises aplenty!
Alright.
You beat me last time, but next time I won't go... Goofy!
Goofy.
You see what I talk about? These characters keep doing stuff when the game is not moving forward? It's the best. Alright. Okay. Don't think there's any more trinities or anything hiding out here.
I don't think so.
There is something like shooting ice at these thingamajigs, but I'm not going to do that right now. Switch this back to Divine Rose. I'm probably going to be switching between Divine Rose and Oathkeeper throughout, just depending on what I'm wanting to do.
Yeah.
And grab that. Okie dokie. Safe. Why not safe?
We might need it. You never know.
Not really, because we can, because, the Coliseum just spits us out beforehand. Unless we want to, I guess... Unless we use some items and want to not have used those items, but other than that, not a big deal. Alright.
Let's go!
Now that we're getting in there, you know the rules, right? We want to do Hades Cup.
Why is there a question mark, question mark?
Well, because it's mysterious.
Was that there before, though?
No, it was new.
Okay.
We'll find out later.
Alright.
49th seed. It said, where do you want to enter? Because, again, there's, we can enter at, increments of 10, essentially.
Alright. Shadow Brothers.
Shadows and soldiers and shadows.
Thunder!
I feel like that was worth it, because I got on everybody by half HP.
Yeah.
Thunder did something useful, and it wasn't fired by Donald for a change, believe it or not.
When are we gonna
Usually
get a
my
better
attempts at
version
using
of
Thunder ended miserably. Okay, now that we're finally here, we're finally allowed to talk about other stuff. Before I look at questions, because I already know what one of the questions is, because we were going to talk about it anyway, and I think people knew that. Joey, a game that you've been looking forward to for quite some time.
Yesterday, I got up in the morning because there was a countdown on Bethesda's website, and it just said, please stand by, 20-hour countdown. So I got up, and I waited for an hour. And the last, last 5 minutes, I just sat there staring at it. I had some music playing in the background. I think I actually had the Super Smash Bros. Melee target theme playing, because I was getting pumped.
Smash the targets!
And the countdown hit 0, and I won't lie, nothing immediately happened. And I was like, oh, okay? So I waited for 5 minutes, and I was about to give up on just waiting there. I was about to go on, like, their website. I was going to go on YouTube, whatever. And then I heard audio playing, and I looked, and it said Fallout 4. And I just started flipping out. Like, I was shaking in my chair. I was so excited. And I was not disappointed by the trailer, because it actually had... It wasn't gameplay, but, of course, like, it was the in-game, like, footage. I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
Stop banging the desk.
I'm so excited about it. I've been waiting for so long. Everybody's been waiting for so long.
It's true. People have been waiting for a while.
I'm a fan of the Bethesda Fallout games. I say that because I have only played, like, of the original Fallouts, I've only played the first one, and I have not beaten it, because I won't lie, I got my ass handed to me on it. I still, like, I'm going to go back and beat it eventually, but I'm probably going to look up some information on it beforehand, because going in there blind was a bad idea. But anyway, so I got... You know, Fallout 3 came out years ago, and I had my Xbox at the time, but I didn't get it because, you know, Fallout, what's that?
Yeah.
You know?
Some game for nerds.
I didn't know anything about it. But actually, I remembered on my way here, I was like, when I was around that age, I ventured on YouTube, and I found a bunch of Fallout videos, and before I even really, like, it clicked, like, oh, I could get Fallout, I saw a bunch of videos where, like, secret weapons were, some boss fight, like, not any spoiler boss fights, but, like, you know, like, killing, like, behemoths in the game using, like, knives and stuff, like, some hard stuff. I was like, you know, oh, this game looks pretty cool, or whatever. But anyway, I kind of forgot about it for, you know, a few years. My dad came over with a friend one time. He's like, hey, my friend's got this game, I think you might like it. And he brought Fallout Game of the Year Edition. Fallout 3 Game of the Year Edition. And he showed me the ropes of how to play it. And I just played that game just for hours and hours, and it was so good.
So,
and I mean, of course, it's not a perfect game. Good God, the glitches are bountiful in that game. But it was great. And then not too long after I got into that game in DLC, of course, Fallout New Vegas came out, and I think that's what spoiled me. Not spoiled me, but I think that's what, like, you know, the game came out, like, a sequel came out not too long after. I was like, okay, yeah, I didn't have to wait. So I played New Vegas a bunch. I love New Vegas too. I don't know, it's like, I like Fallout 3 a little bit better than New Vegas, but it's probably purely nostalgia. New Vegas is better in almost every aspect.
Is that so? I think a lot of people would really argue with you strongly on that, but whatever.
I'm saying, like, the story, like, is more complicated. It feels like some of the characters are more fleshed out. They're actually, like, the gameplay was actually improved. Like, as far as, like, you couldn't get near as overpowered as you could in Fallout 3. You still can get overpowered, don't get me wrong, but it's like, Fallout 3, like, I remember I checked one time, and I was just after walking around, I hadn't really used a rocket launcher. I just grabbed one, and I was like, oh, you know, maybe I can afford to use it. And I had, like, 500 rockets. And I was like, oh, yeah, I can afford to use this. New Vegas is not quite like that. But anyway, whatever. So, I've been waiting for Fallout 4 for a long time, as have a lot of people. I'm so excited. Can't wait for E3. I know they're going to release more information then, since Bethesda... We talked about it before.
What else are they going to do? Exactly.
Exactly. Doom.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I imagine that they're going to have, like, a really lengthy gameplay presentation and talk about, like, what their new engine is and junk, probably. They're probably going to have a lot to talk about whatever their engine is they're using now. Unless they're just using, like, Unreal. Like, it didn't look like Unreal to me, but I mean, I'd imagine that Bethesda made their own new engine.
Probably.
They usually do that, don't they, with their previous stuff?
I think so.
But yeah, I've never played any of the Fallouts, which is weird because I like 50s and 60s stuff, and I like stuff that screws with the aesthetic and theming of those periods and puts them somewhere else.
Oh yeah, no, it's great because it's, of course, like, it's future 50s.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You know, it's like, you know, the 50s, like, household, and you see a robot butler.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm saying. I like stuff like that, so it's weird that I haven't ever gotten into it. It's just time, I guess. There's so many things
it takes a while. Like, those games take a long time.
I'm not even saying because, like, that game is so long. I'm just saying, like, I don't have time to do a lot of stuff.
Right.
Like,
well, generally, like, Bethesda games, like, they're time-consuming.
Here's the thing. Like, the only games that I've played recently are this with you, Final Fantasy VII with you, and Final Fantasy Type 0 with myself. And occasionally, I've done a little bit of, Persona Q Shadow of the Labyrinth for good measure. I've gotten through, like, the first dungeon. No, I've gotten, like, through the first dungeon and halfway through the first floor of the second dungeon. And I got it, like, back when I went to Disney. That's
Right.
that's when I first. I mean, I got it a bit before that. Actually, I didn't start playing it until that trip. That's like, I mean, I just don't have time to. I mean, school, obviously, this channel doing these, just so I don't. Even before I was doing all this, I didn't have time to play a bunch of stuff. So I mean, it's just. I'd love to be into that stuff. I just ain't got the time. I'm busy. I'm a busy man.
Maybe one day.
Perhaps one day. Oh well, but so what are your thoughts on like the trailer that we saw?
Okay, the first thing is, of course, I checked the comments and whatnot and saw the general, like, from the community, see what people think. There's a lot of people complaining about the graphics, and
yeah,
I think the first thing, like, I saw, like, when I saw the complaints, first thing I thought of is you're really, like, you're going into like a Bethesda game like this for the graphics. Like,
true,
I mean,
but I think there's also the expectancy of like it's on next gen consoles.
True.
Most likely, it's just it's well, not a step
it's
up.
on
really.
PS3,
Oh,
or
it is?
PS4, my bad, PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Yeah, exactly. So it's next gen.
Yeah. So yeah, I understand that. Like, I won't say the graphics are amazing. Like, they're you know, they're not great. I'll say that. They're not fantastic. I'm not complaining about it though. I mean, you look back at Fallout 3's graphics, even for the time they were atrocious.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
I'll say that. But I'm just looking forward to the rest. And like, it was mostly like people were complaining about like the textures on like the Vault Hunter. Not Vault Hunter, that's a different. That's Borderlands. My bad.
Yeah, it's Borderlands.
The Vault
Mixing franchises here.
man, the Vault guy. The main player. And the dog, they were saying like, oh, these textures aren't so great on them. But
Just really fast, I want to point out this recolored behemoth here. This is a final mix
nice.
thing. Yeah, just wanted to.
I like
just wanted
that.
to point that out. You can continue about talking about Fallout now. Fine by me.
I was gonna say, like, but if you take like those scenes away, like if you look at like the actual like environmental graphics, I think they look good. Like, I think the light, like I saw, like, okay, the scene where there's like a beach with like a crab on it.
Yeah.
Like, I was really impressed by that. I was like, that looks good, you know.
The thing that like, not to be. This is my problem. I argue with people no matter what, even if I agree with them.
It's
And
fine.
I agree that in a game like this, graphics aren't super important. But the first thing that I noticed in the trailer when the dog walked in was I was looking to see, I wonder if Bethesda has fixed the infamous stiff animation Bethesda animations. And I was watching the dog, and I was like, in this cinematic trailer, the dog's animations are janky.
Yeah.
And perhaps the point was, like them saying this, like they're going to say at E3, that was all in-game. Perhaps that's what they're going to say, like, you know, that was all in-game footage just presented from an invisible trailer camera that we
Right.
invented. Perhaps that's going to be the point. But even so, that was like distractingly, considering what we've like done with recent years. And in gameplay, I'm not going to care. I'm not going to. Again, this game that I'm not going to play. I'm saying theoretically, this, you know, if I was playing it, that is not something I would notice or care about in the slightest. But it's still a thing that exists.
Right.
And I also felt like when the player character showed up and like reached down to pet the dog, his hand was cartoonish.
Yeah, it was.
It was a single tone. It was very basic looking.
Yeah, and the other thing is like, and they did this because of like for the contrast and whatnot. But the scenes where it showed like, you know, like the pre-war scenes or whatnot, like they were, I don't know, it's like the color saturation felt weird for those scenes. And it was probably like, I know it was there to be like, oh, it used to be all bright and happy and colorful, and now it's all gray and, you know, wasteland. But
Which
don't
I
know.
wonder how they're going to do that. I wonder if it's going to be like, because, correct me if I'm wrong, 3 was like, it starts with you being born, and you're like born inside the vaults. Like, you've never been outside until like farther on in the game,
I'm
right?
not, I imagine like I imagine all the like Fallout New Vegas took place after Fallout 3, so I imagine this will probably take place after that. Then, like, it's not like it's been a while. Like, he came out of the vault, but you know the war happened hundreds of years before. Like, it's still
Hundreds
like
of years before.
Yeah.
Okay, it's been hundreds of years.
It's been like
since-
200 years or so.
Okay, because I was gonna say I wonder if the fact that they showed so much present day, or not present day, but pre-war stuff in that trailer made me wonder. I wonder if the protagonist is someone from before, someone who is alive that long. I guess they could have put in like cryosleep.
Yeah, which is in the game. Like, it's in Fallout, so that could be it, but I don't think so. Like, Fallout 3, quote me if I'm wrong, but I want to say Fallout 3 took place exactly 200 years after the war. Like, I think the war was in 2077, and this took place in 2277. I might be
So
wrong.
the war took place in 2077, and they just like spontaneous. So is this an alternate
Well, the
future?
war. Okay,
or...
no, it's the war. I say the war. The bombs dropped on 2077.
Gotcha.
Like, America has been at war with China for a bit, I think.
Okay.
I know, I did a look at the timeline, but there's a lot on the timeline, so I missed a bunch of stuff. and
Okay.
I probably got some stuff
Could
wrong.
so hold on. I'm just trying to like because I really enjoy stuff like a lot of you see this a lot in anime where it's like not just in anime, but in a lot of stuff where it's like, let's go to the future and make it crummy, but not just like not in like a slummy terrible way what's it called? The Harrison Ford movie, Blade Runner. Blade Runner is kind of an example of it, but not even so much in that. I'm talking like Ghost in the Shell, which looks like 1990s Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Cowboy Bebop, which looks really like not futuristic at all. Like everybody uses normal guns that exist today, and they do it in like really.
Right.
They do it in the bad part of town, which looks like the bad part of town from today. I like that kind of stuff, so I'm not trying to knock it or anything, but I'm still just, like, my head still needs to get wrapped around this.
Yeah.
So there was a second chance in effect there.
Nice.
I believe, anyway, it looked like it was down to 1. Might have needed to get thinner, I'm not sure. But the one thing that, so I'm looking at this now. It's got all this, like, 50s, 60s aesthetics going on in it, in Fallout. Does that mean that the war caused like the social situation of the 60s to just perpetuate to 2077, or did the culture revert to that?
I want to say the culture reverted to that, but
okay.
I don't know for sure.
I see. I was thinking initially. I would always thought that it had been in the 50s / whatever period it was in,
right?
But that they just through whatever miracles that usually power steampunk fiction, they just happened to get robotics.
Yeah, but no, it's
okay.
It's
it takes place in 2077. All right, gotcha.
And of course, like, even then, like, the stuff in that game that took place in 2077 was probably too advanced for what might. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the future holds.
Dude,
but...
Cowboy Bebop takes place in, like, 2077 or something. Like, that stuff stopped bothering me. The only one of those that, like, gets to me in any way is the Back to the Future 2 one. And I think it would have gotten to me even back in the 80s, because I would have been like, nope, this is a bit too soon, I feel.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe back in the 80s.
That took place in 2015, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, they say what date it is. People are making plans for that day. People are gonna wear their clothes inside out that day. Because like if you recall when they show up there, Doc Brown tells them all the cool kids wear their clothes inside out and the pockets out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So people are gonna do that day. Like there's tons of plans that people are gonna have. I'm gonna do something for it. I'm gonna participate. Maybe I'll wear my clothes inside out. I don't know. It's only gonna come once in all of history. Is that they
so
gonna
might
happen?
Might as well participate.
You've
Have some
gotta.
fun with it.
They just gotta get those auto-lacing shoes already.
Oh man, those are cool.
Oh, the whole movie's cool.
It is. Actually, they did make those auto-lacing shoes.
But they didn't auto-lace. It was just the appearance of them.
Was it?
Yeah, they did. It was a couple years back. It was like it was like by auction only. It was to crud. What's it called? What does Michael J. Fox have?
What?
What is it? What is the disease that he has? Oh God, I'm blanking. I feel awful.
You know more than I do.
Oh man, I'm so bad. It's on the screen. Eventually, I'll remember it.
He wasn't even looking at the screen as he was attacking. He was just spamming buttons
and looking down, holding my head because I can't remember. I feel so bad right now that I can't remember what this condition is called. Pain the Power of Ice, Blizzaga, great. I feel awful right now. Oh my God.
It's on the screen though. Do people know?
This is messing with me. Oh man, I can't believe I'm blanking on this. Yeah, okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna pause, and since we got through most of, like, the people might be tired of Fallout, but whatever. We're not done talking about Fallout quite yet.
Right.
Here we go. Oh, they didn't kill them. They're too powerful now.
Oh no.
They're stronger now than they used to be. Just shoot this. Yeah, there you go. Lots of tech though, so it's worth it.
But yeah,
I got like 3 tech pluses on.
I don't think I really have much else to say about the Fallout trailer. Except I think it looks good personally. I'm looking forward to it, and we know it takes place in Boston.
And I won't play it.
Yeah. Oh, no, actually, no, there is one thing I want to point out. Because the main character actually spoke, this might be the first Fallout where the main character is voice acted.
I didn't even think about that. That's a good point.
Because
that's a really good point.
Normally I wouldn't think like that, but a while back there was okay, we know it takes place in Boston now, but there was a leaked not necessarily a script, but something people would practice on or whatever, like a leak, we want you to say this.
Yeah, it's an audition,
an audition. Right.
Yeah, and a basic.
And it was mentioning Fallout related things, and said that it was it mentioned Boston.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I saw stuff I didn't read the articles, but it was Fallout 4 will probably take place in Boston.
Right. So that said it takes place in Boston, and it is taking place in Boston, and the main character said something. So the main character could be voice acted this time around. And of course, like, you're still gonna be able to play as like both genders in this.
Yeah.
Because the pop vinyls that were released today, two of them was like a male version, a female version, and then Power Armor and the Vault Boy.
Yeah, we are hitting that point at which the enough stuff has been confirmed that those like 1 or 2 leaks we know were right. So it raises the question of how much of the other leaks were right.
Right.
You know the point that I'm talking about. Like the same thing happened with the recent Star Wars stuff, where like we had like we saw like all kinds of stuff came out about that. Pictures of the Chrome Troopers were released and like the new helmets and stuff, and then they appeared in the trailer. So it's like how much other stuff that got leaked is legit.
It makes you wonder.
Which is why I was talking about this with you earlier. I'm media blackouting on that one.
Right.
Like I'm gonna watch officially released trailers because I know that JJ is so obsessed with like we're not leaking anything.
Yeah.
Or at least we're not providing any major story spoilers in the trailers. But the second I see any article that's like possible details about no, I'm not looking, not even reading the headline, going away now.
And the worst are when the headline is immediately like, you know, blank leaked. Click for more details.
Dude, thank God that IGN does the opposite thing, where it's like new details revealed about this person, and you have to click on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And people get upset about IGN all the time for like their clickbait stuff, but like I'm thankful in this case.
That.
I'm thankful in this case because I'm not getting spoiled on anything. I remember one thing people got really upset about recently on IGN, like a clickbait, not recently, a little while ago on that, where they said, could this be the intro for future Star Wars films? Or like that was something like the headline, right?
Right.
And people were pissed off because they thought like it might have been a leaked details about how Star Wars Episode 7 was going to open, right?
Right.
They meant what it was about was they showed the like since it was the digital it was when the digital versions of the movie came out, like the first time they'd been distributed again since Disney got the rights and stuff.
Right.
Since 20th Century Fox no longer owned them, and so like the Lucasfilm logo is a bit different and the music cues were different because like since those movies have come out, it's always been bum ba da dum bum 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 ba da dum ba na 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 bum ba da bum ba na 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 bum ba da bum ba na na bum 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 like that.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, it plays before all of them with the 20th Century Fox and then the green Lucasfilm logo. Like,
Right.
that was how it was. They've switched that around now, so that was what they were showing in that article. But then people were like,
Oh, dang.
people were really upset in the comments, like, what clickbait IGN? Like, this is. I knew what they were like. The second I read that headline, because I'd been wondering what they were going to be doing now that it wasn't 20th Century Fox, because that's an iconic part of the movies.
Of course.
I guess maybe like probably most people don't care, but that's a every time the movie starts, that's what plays. It's a thing. It's important.
What was the old one that became before that was like ear shattering?
What do you mean?
Like,
the THX, like
the THX, like
That's in front of the Pixar movies and their stuff as well. Yeah.
Combo Master.
Wah, 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 wah. We're wrecking this tournament right now, but I guarantee you it's gonna get harder later.
I believe it.
It's gonna believe it.
No.
That reminds me.
We went so long without
That
doing
reminds me. It's time to look at our questions because one question, if I can pause it really fast and have a look here. One question. Where is it? Let's see. Let's see. Where is it? Yeah. Do you watch Naruto or any other anime? Let's answer that question, Joey. Joey, do you watch Naruto?
I have seen 70 episodes of Naruto, and it was because I agree with my friend. I was like, he wouldn't watch Code Geass, and I wanted him to watch it, and I wouldn't watch Naruto, and he wanted me to watch it, so we agreed. And I watched Naruto, and I mean, I don't hate it. I'm not gonna watch all of it though. With Shippuden, there's like 400 episodes out now.
It's a lot of episodes. It's a hard show to get through.
And the thing is, like, I'm not saying it's bad. Like, it's not. It's just there's so much filler. Like, the actual sustenance is pretty entertaining. The fights are pretty good, as long as they don't take a bunch of episodes.
Yeah.
But it's interesting enough though.
I personally watched like the first 7 or 8 episodes. Like, I got past the point where the dude with the mask, I forget his name, was training the 3 kids. And I do know their names.
Yeah.
I'm abbreviating. They had an old episode where he was training them, and like Naruto winds up getting like tied up or whatever, and like they share their food with him or whatever, and they're not supposed to. And he's like, "Now you have built teamwork and camaraderie and junk and gay." I'm just kidding. And then next episode they go out like on their
you
first.
say that, but like on the first few episodes, Naruto does kiss Sasuke. I'm just saying.
It's true, he does do that. And then, like, it was either, like, the next episode or a couple episodes later, they start, like, their first actual job. They gotta escort somebody, and I got a little ways into that and it stopped. And it wasn't that I disliked it, really. It's a matter of I don't have a lot of time, and it didn't grab me. And I watched 8 episodes of it, and it was like, this isn't bad, but
Yeah.
There are other things for me to be doing with my time, and I know that if I do start enjoying this, it's gonna eat all my time. And so it's partially a matter of like I was 8 episodes in and it hadn't grabbed me. So that's the job of a TV show or any piece of entertainment is to get you immediately, and that show failed to do that, which is a critical thing you have to do in entertainment.
Right.
But again, it wasn't necessarily that it was bad. It was just I got other things I can be doing, other things that I need to be doing. So wound up being that way.
But the question does say any other anime.
Any other anime, and also down here, you guys watch anime. If so, what are your top 5?
Oof.
I'll let you don't necessarily do the top. Like I answer favorite. I don't know if we need to do 5 or like.
Yeah, no.
Not to bash you.
I wouldn't be able to do 5.
Not to bash you, commenter, but I don't like top lists usually.
Yeah, no, and I couldn't do it because I wouldn't really be able to defend it honestly. Like it's not like my list is not super intelligent. It's just like, oh, I like these animes. I enjoyed it.
And I know that may sound hypocritical, me saying the thing about lists, because I made a top 10 list at one point, but that was primarily for clickbait. I'll admit it. Also, no, honestly, it was because I wanted to use that format. That format makes it much easier to write the video because you don't need segues. The segue is the video, so it makes the script, because that script was already so long. I didn't have to write segues. It was much better. Much better that way. And I might do some more lists in the future, but like, especially when it comes to favorites, if somebody asks that, I say, here are my top 5, top 10, whatever, in no particular order. Always in no particular order.
Of course.
Because like that's just how it is.
But
I'm gonna go ahead and throw this up just to get them back up.
I don't know if I would have like okay, I'll say this right now. I don't really like I've watched anime, but I don't watch anime very much. It's like I used to, but I don't know. It's just like I've had a hard time just getting into a bunch of them, but I don't know. I've seen maybe like, I don't know, I've completed like 40, 50 of them maybe. But I don't know, that was all like in like a 1 year span, really.
In case anybody out there who doesn't know a whole lot about anime is super impressed and like, how is that a little? You gotta remember a lot of animes are 25 to 12 episodes.
Yeah.
A lot of them are short form.
There was a lot of 12 episode ones. Like, I won't say, the longest one I ever watched is I think I got to like episode like 340 in Bleach, maybe. I don't know, like, I got to, like, the big fight that should have been... The big fight that should have been the end of it, but then there was an additional, like, 50 episodes that had a different saga, and I don't know how that works, because I haven't made it that far.
And I never will.
Who knows, I might. I don't know, my friend says it's his favorite part of the anime, but I don't know. But, I don't know, I don't really have a favorite, I don't think. I really like, and this is going to sound like the easy answer, I'm sure, because everybody says this, but Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I really, really, really enjoy Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And I enjoy Full Metal Alchemist, but Brotherhood's a lot better.
I hear a lot of good things about it. I haven't watched it.
It's pretty good. It's about 50 episodes, so it's not super long, but it's not super short. It's long enough to establish some things, but I won't go into detail. But I like it for just the overall everything. Decent action, like, good story, just everything.
Alright.
I like Code Geass a lot too, as I mentioned a second ago. That one, I really do like it. It's been so long since I've seen it though, that to this day I'm wondering, like, will I like it as much if I go back and watch it?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. So I'll hold off on that. For emotional aspects, it's gonna sound weird, but I gotta say Clannad, because I've never felt I've never felt my soul ripped out and stomped on as much as I did when watching Clannad. And I won't say it's just fantastic, like, oh, it's slow. Like, the first part of it, like, there's some funny parts, but it's slow, but man, it hurt. I guess the same goes for, like, Angel Beats. I'm just naming off, like, the top ones off the top of my head, and they're the ones that a lot of people have heard of. So, like, spoiler, I'm not super, like, into anime. My favorite's not one that's, like, that nobody's heard of or anything. But I do enjoy it. I watch one every now and then if it gets enough steam to see what it's like. But not super into it as much as I used to be.
I'm gonna echo what you said about like the level of into itness, except subtract the used to, because I never like had a drop off point. I think I'm just about as into it as I ever was, like, because I was never super into it at any point. Personally, my favorite anime has got to be Cory in the House.
Oh yeah,
but,
top notch.
That is probably one of the best. That is probably the best dub I have ever seen.
Miyazaki did a fantastic job with it.
He usually doesn't do TV, but
No, but it was great. I mean, I watched every episode. I woke up Saturday mornings just to watch Cory in the House.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. It's
man.
it's an interesting outsider's look at how U.S. government and civilization, how like culture works. It's really an interesting exploratory piece about American culture from an outsider's perspective. But in all seriousness, actual animes that I like. Let's see. Despite the fact that I've never finished Cowboy Bebop, primarily because I always get like halfway through it and then get pulled away from it for ages because I get distracted with stuff. And then every time I come back to it, I'm like, I want to just watch it straight through in one shot. So I've watched the first half of Cowboy Bebop like 6 times, and the second half of it never. But not exactly half, but you know what I mean. Phenomenally good. The movie's good. Cowboy Bebop's good. If you haven't seen Cowboy Bebop, watch Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop is great. Take it seriously because it's really subtle. Like, major character beats happen in single lines of dialogue, and, like, I'm not saying that, you're not going to enjoy it if you don't follow everything that's going on with the characters, because it also has phenomenally good action and music and everything else, and you can watch it as a straight action show.
It has a dog.
It has a dog, it's true. Like this dog.
Look at this dog. It's
not like this dog very much at all,
No,
actually.
it's not. Cowboy Bebop, the reason I haven't seen it is because my friend has it on DVD.
And he's waiting
Yeah.
for the right time.
Yeah.
I might get the Blu-ray, since they released a Blu-ray recently. Maybe
really?
that'll be how I force myself to get through the entire thing.
Maybe.
Let's see, aside from that, Steins Gate, phenomenally good. Steins Gate is incredible. Steins Gate is one of the best anime I've ever seen. Really good, awesome, great. If you're watching this YouTube channel, you'll probably like it, because it's got a decent amount of nerd stuff in it. And I'm not saying you'll like it because it's got nerd stuff, I'm saying that a lot of the humor in it, you have to be a nerd to get, because the main characters are nerds. And I wouldn't really call it like a nerd show where it's like they're pandering. I guess they're pandering nerds, whatever. It's for nerds, but it's like it's not in a way that it's like this is a show about nerds and it's built around making nerdy jokes. It just so happens that the characters are nerds.
Yeah.
And they make nerdy jokes because they're nerds, and that's what nerds do. Get out. There we go. And that's it's a good show. It's a time travel thing, sort of, kind of. It's probably not like the most interesting time travel like setup ever, but it's certainly. I was close. I was close. Oh well. So we're gonna have to back up. He gave up.
No, don't give up.
We're gonna have to back up several rounds now. But it does. You know what? I realized that I forgot something crucial that we needed to go get anyway. So where's it gonna let me enter from? I forget. Yeah, I know the rules. Hades Cup. Enter together. The 40th. Okay. Let me double check where the 40th actually starts us by checking the bracket outside really fast. Okay, hold on a second. Get over there. Rankings, Hades. Get it. Okay, next page.
Next page?
Next. Okay, 40th starts us here. Okay, so we gotta go through all these matches again, but we'll do those off screen probably.
Okay.
Or we can answer more questions during them, I guess. But first, we need to run to another world, because there's something I said I wanted to get. I was going to get it on the way back from Hollow Bastion, and I completely forgot. So we need to go get that really fast. One Trinity. That would have been a music episode thing, but it's immensely useful, and I want to get it now. In fact, it's very, not critical, but basically makes the final boss of this tournament, twice as fast.
Oh, good.
So we're going to run and get that really fast. I think I know where it is. Bear with me for a moment, because it might take me a second to find it, but I'm pretty sure it's either in the hold or right outside the hold. It's just a yellow trinity. It should be right here.
Okay.
I'll get really fast. Boom, boom. Okay. I'm pretty sure it's in here. If it's not, it's just outside.
It's close.
Here. Yeah, it's down on this level. I'm pretty confident. We might have to kill some enemies to access it, but oh well. That'll be fast. It'll be quick.
That shouldn't take too much time.
Nah.
I don't suppose these guys are much
okay.
stronger.
They're a decent amount stronger, but not enough that it's gonna be a problem for us in any way.
Yeah.
Let's fly up here.
Oh yeah, we can fly on this level.
You can fly on this world now that you've beaten it.
Cool.
Get off the pole, Sora.
Although I find it kind of strange that now you can fly on this world whenever, but you can't fly normally.
Because the specific rules of this world, because you don't have a supply of pixie dust. I don't know, man.
Who knows?
Who cares? Yeah, push the door down.
Do it. Yeah. Good job, Donald.
Oh, no enemies. How is this possible?
Oh wow, there's a lot of chests.
There's a lot of stuff in here. Yeah, it was all hidden away. They didn't want us getting to it, you see.
All guarded by these two dudes.
And they're dead. Sweet. Okay. Is this the thing we can push out of the way, or is this... I don't remember. Oh, well. We get all these. Doop, doop. I believe it's in this room. Dark Matter.
Okay.
Synthesis thing. I believe this is the thing I wanted. No? Is it not in here? Am I stupid?
Goofy, you okay?
Dalmatians. Gosh darn it, if this isn't it, I'm gonna be really upset with myself. Yes!
The power of
Awesome.
wind.
Okay, that was what I wanted. We got to upgrade to Arrow. Arrow is now Arrowa. Or
What
whatever.
does that do?
It's just one up. It lasts longer, and also when an enemy is touching your wind field, it does damage.
Oh,
It does chip damage.
nice.
So just contact hurts. All right. Warp back there. Warp back to the place. I guess we'll answer some more questions. Let's start from the top here. Okay, let's see. Ever considered a Twitch streams? Slightly. I typed them exactly as they were written to be clear. But anyway, no. Yes, I consider them. No, I probably won't do them. A couple reasons why. If I'm going to take time to do something like that, I might as well be putting it on the channel because I have so little time to do stuff for the channel anyway. That any spare time, like. I am either gonna do for myself or I'm gonna do for this. Like, not
a lot of people do. Like, they stream on Twitch and then put those videos on YouTube.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure you still have to be recording those at the same time because you can't download a Twitch recording. I'd have to figure out the semantics of exactly how it's done since I haven't done it before. Maybe it'd be something I want to do, but I wouldn't do it for something. Goofy warped through the door there. That was interesting.
Yeah, he did.
Not something that we'd do for a. Oh, hold on. Is that a phone?
It's not mine.
Hold on. Okay, just a phone call. I answered it. We're good to go. Okay, no.
We're good.
So Twitch streams. I don't know. Pending.
It could happen, folks.
It could, yes, absolutely.
Pressure him. Who knows what'll happen?
It could happen. All right. I'm gonna save since I got arrow.
Yeah, might as well.
Favorite Disney movies. Joey, you go first.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Okay, if we're gonna go, because it's been a while since I've actually gone back and watched all of them, and I would have liked to, like, especially going back to Disney World. I was like, man, I really need to go back and watch some of the classic ones. Off the top of my head, I'd probably say Lion King, just because, like, that's the one I watched the most as a child, and that's the one I enjoyed the most, and I have a lot of nostalgic memories with it. But that's about the extent of why I would pick it as my favorite. I don't have any real, oh, this was just, I enjoyed this movie the most because of blank. It was because I watched it the most as a child, and I enjoyed it the most as a child, and for me, that's enough, I think. Because especially with Disney movies, like, at this age, like, people are gonna have mostly nostalgia with it, unless they're younger and just experiencing it for the first time.
Yeah.
But I remember, like, having it on VHS. I had a big drawer that had a bunch of Disney movies in it, along with some train videos, because I used to be obsessed with trains.
Joey, please, no. I'll censor that. You don't have to tell the people. Joey, don't embarrass yourself. I'll censor it out. I'll bleep it. Just please, nobody will ever know.
Nobody will ever know of my love when I was a child.
I'm just kidding. I'll leave it in. Unless you don't want me to. You tell me.
It's fine.
Just
Lots and lots of trains and Disney movies and video games. That was my childhood. Now the only thing
I didn't have video games for a while, personally.
Did you not?
No, I mean I had like a couple PC things. I got some point-and-click games on PC and stuff, but like I didn't have a console until I was in like 3rd grade.
Right, I didn't have a console either. I had computer games mostly, but when I would go to visit my dad, he had an NES. And so I would watch him play. I didn't play. He wanted me to play, but I just wanted to watch him play.
Yeah.
And so eventually he was like, hey, my friend got this disc, and it was actually a disc with pirated Sonic games on it.
Nice.
But
that's how it started.
That's the first time I ever played Sonic. It was actually, I remember the one I played the most was Sonic and Knuckles. It had like 3 on the disc, but that's the one I played the most.
I like how we managed to take a question about favorite Disney movie and get it
turn
back around to Sonic somehow. No, Sonic specifically. I like that we got it back around to there.
Okay, well then favorite Disney movie, go.
I don't have nostalgia for a lot of this stuff, honestly. Like, I know that may sound like you're like, Jacob, you're full of crap, but like, I don't know, I don't have like a lot of, I keep screwing up that thing. I gotta practice with that. I don't have a lot of like nostalgia for any of those. Lion King is one where, again, like, I think we talked about this before, where like, a lot of people talk about like, that's our generations, or like, like the 90s kids movie in a lot of ways.
Right.
And that is, I have no attachment to that film whatsoever. Like, it's fine. I haven't seen it. Like, I mean, I remember playing about it because I saw it recently enough, basically just because I didn't remember that much about it.
Right.
I think I may have seen it a total of like 2 or 3 times in my entire life.
Yeah.
I have very limited attachment to it. Just I don't know why. I don't know. I have to look at a list or something. I recently rewatched Atlantis, the Lost Continent, or whatever it was called. I forget what the subtitle was. Just the Atlantis movie that had Milo Thatch and Michael J. Fox.
Wait, which one was that?
That was the one where they had the submarine. It was.
Oh,
like
I was talking about that recently. I was like,
Yeah.
that's a Disney movie that shouldn't have been for little kids.
It wasn't for little kids at all. That movie really holds up. That movie's good. That movie's awesome. If you haven't seen it, find the movie, watch it. It's a good movie.
I test for it. It's great. It's fantastic.
It is a...
There's a lot of death in it, too.
Yeah, a lot of
people die.
on-screen death.
A lot of people die.
You don't see bullets going through people, but you see people inside of vehicles, then cut to the outside of the vehicle, and the vehicle blows up. That's on-screen death.
Yes. And it's not just like one or two. It's like hundreds.
A lot. It's like, there's very early in the movie, a guy's like, we left on this mission with 200 people, and we are all that remain, and it's all, the whole cast is in the frame! It's got great animation, great characters, great voice acting. Sweet! Joshua's sweet. It's, there was technically a movie sequel, which none of you should ever watch. I watched once, years ago. And even as like I don't know how old it was. I was probably like, I don't know, like 11 or so when I saw it. I was like, this is atrocious. I found out later that it was, like a bunch of other similar productions by Disney, it was the remnants of a canceled TV show. It was like, It was 3 episodes of a TV show with new animated segments to like, you know, kind of bridge the gap between them, if you will. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come on!
I did not know, and I will be sure to not watch it.
Do not. It's bad. And it's a shame because that entire like cast of characters is awesome, and I want more with them, but their story's wrapped. It's finished.
Yeah, I do wish they would have gone more with it because I mean, like that girl in it, like she wasn't just a Disney princess, like she was a queen, wasn't she?
She's queen by the end of it because her dad dies. Spoilers.
Spoilers.
It's old man Leonard Nimoy sounding like he's about to cough up a lung. He dies. Spoilers. But anyway. Yeah, she becomes a queen by the end of it. It is like, she's very sexualized, let's put it that way.
It's true.
But, I thought for a second when you were talking about the girl, I thought you were talking about, I forget her name, but the mechanic girl who's on the team is a great character as well.
Yeah.
The entire cast of, like, the entire crew that's on the trip with them is great.
Oh yeah, there's some funny people on there.
And just like good characters.
Oh
like,
yeah,
again,
just, like,
Joshua
standard.
Sweet is just so energetic the entire time and energized, and his animation is so great. Whatever the chick's the blonde chick's name is, it's like Helga something, I think. I forget what her name is. Her entire introduction scene, she has a strap like off her shoulder. Like it's like, this is so for adults. It's weird how for adults it is while also being a movie that kids can watch. But anyway, she's a fun character just because she's so like that. I don't know. I don't even know what like terminology to describe her with. I love the chain-smoking, like, radio operator lady. Vinny, the explosive expert, is awesome.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was trying to think of his name.
I could blow that up if I had about 100 of these, but I only have about 7. A couple of my own, a few cherry bombs. Great character.
What about the dude that looked like a mole or whatever?
His name's just Mole.
His
name was just Mole. That was another good scene from that where basically all of them are like sharing kind of their backstory with Milo, and Mole goes and digs his tunnel that he sleeps in for the night, and Milo goes, so what's Mole's story? And Joshua Sweet goes, Dr. Sweet goes, trust me, you don't want to know. Audrey, don't tell him. You shouldn't have told me, and I'm telling you that he doesn't want to know.
Oh man, that was a great film.
It's good. Other Disney movies. Always partial to Winnie the Pooh. I'm not gonna lie. Even though I'm an adult, I just really like the style, the art, the music, the character. It's just it's whimsical. That is the only thing where I feel like nostalgia has some kind of relevance on my enjoyment of the film. But because I feel that the films themselves are nostalgic, less so than my nostalgia for them themselves, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Because the films are, in a lot of ways, about nostalgia. They're about childhood, I feel. Other than that, good Disney movies. Mulan, I really like Mulan a lot.
Mulan's good.
I enjoy Mulan quite a bit. Not just because Ming-Na Wen voices Mulan and she's awesome.
I thought you were going to say Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy's also good in it. That's true. That's another reason why I like it. I just thought of Ming-Na Wen is very cool. I hope I'm saying her name right. She's awesome. She plays May on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. nowadays. She's very cool. She had one of the best fight sequences of like the last television season in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The infamous table slam gif which I will put on screen so you all know how cool it is!
You'll have to show me. I haven't seen it.
I'll show it to you. I might even be able to pull up the entire, clip for you online. I don't know if it exists anywhere on the internet in a legal manner or not. I could, get it on Hulu if I had to, because that fight scene's worth watching. She's fighting herself because someone is wearing, a techno spy disguise mask that makes them look like her. So but it's also really good stunt work. It's just a good fight scene, and she's awesome. But anyway, she's like 50. She does all these cool stunts. But anyway, I don't know how much of the stunt work she does herself, but I think she does a decent amount of it herself, because a lot of it is straight on looking at her face as she does things. But anyway, crud, we're still on Disney movies. Good Disney movies. I'm trying to think here. I'm dead again. Great. Well, we'll fast forward back to the Cerberus fight at this point, I think.
Yeah, it's probably better to do that. At least at the beginning.
Alright, the killing blow! Oh, no. No! It's almost my killing blow. There we go! Alright, finally. Alright.
After, 2 more attempts?
Yeah, we lost to him another time off screen. So, an hour ago, I left number 1 to... I thought I might be able to synthesize some AP up, but I was incorrect. I could not. Thunder Gu. Yeah, I could not synthesize AP up after all. I hadn't gotten to it yet. I got to it by synthesizing stuff, but didn't have the materials necessary to synthesize it. Anyway, basically, you have to level up your synthesis. You have to synthesize a certain number of things before, more options become available.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, an hour ago now, we were talking about, however long ago it was, we were talking about favorite Disney movies. I named a bunch of modern ones, and I honestly, it's just difficult for me to pick favorites. And again, like I said, I don't really have, a lot of nostalgia for any of them. I do, but, not so far as, they become my favorite movies, and I watched a lot. I'm having a difficult time, picking out ones that are, older ones. In terms of craft, I really like just looking at a lot of the older ones, because, the art design in a lot of the older ones is great. Cinderella is not a film that I would watch a lot, because it's not, because I'm oh yes, this story is riveting and original, but, the art direction in that movie is, good. Very good. Bam! That was, that was not the ripple drive thing you saw last time, that was I want to say it's called shock impact or something like that, or stun impact. That's another thing that activates 30% of the time at the end of combos when enemies are around, and if it hits it, it can stun them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's useful.
Spookies.
Spookies!